over to you, and I'll mute myself and have a great meeting.
Okay, if anybody else has their, is on your speaker on, if you'll mute everything as we get started. Good morning and welcome everyone to Texas High School Athletic Director Association Region 6 meeting. We're glad to have everybody with us today. I know that we thought we were done with Zoom meetings, but in our last in-person meeting, we decided from Region 6 that it would be probably best to do Zoom because everyone right now in April has got your district track meets, we got state soccer, we have regional golf and tennis, softball and your baseball finishing up in their district. So we've got a lot going on right now, and sometimes always fun. So we thought we'd do this as a Zoom, and this Zoom will be recorded, and I think Bob is doing that for us right now, recording it, and it can be viewed later for those of you that cannot join us. I'd like to also tell the people in the other regions that are joining us, we're glad that you are part of us today and can get some good information going forth with our meeting today. I also want to say just a few things to our Round Rock people and the direction of the tornado that went through just 2 or 3 weeks ago through Round Rock up toward the Giddings area, Taylor and Giddings. We hope that recovery is going well for all of you. And then last night we just had Slato hit up on I-35. It didn't hit the town, but it hit some of the residential areas. So we're also thinking and praying for you people up I-35 where that tornado went last night, and hope everyone is safe and doing okay. I would like at this time, Marty, thank you again for joining us. Marty's from Bryan ISD. He's also one of those head honchos of FCA, and I believe that not a new company, but a company now called the Coaching Tree. Is that correct, Marty?
Yeah, my Coaching Tree, the Texas Coach Network, is rebranded into mycoachingtree.com. And the reason is that we're going nationwide. We've got
congratulations.
8 states that are taking advantage of what we've been doing in Texas, and we think we'll have like 20 states by the summer. So, and people are really glad to have it. You're
branching out, no pun intended.
Well said.
Thank you, Marty. Will you leave us in the invitation today for our region, please?
Thanks, Lynn. And again, if the Fellowship of Christian Athletes can serve you, any of your campuses or your staff, your kids, that's what we want to do. This is Holy Week. We've got Maundy Thursday coming up, Good Friday, which was, you know, Jesus' plan to die for our sins. But we've got Easter Sunday coming. And that's the celebration, the resurrection. And I would just encourage you, I mean, we're on the winning team, Team Jesus. We need to, you know, we're absolutely going to be celebrating that on Sunday. But we need to celebrate that every day of the year and leave no doubt in our leadership of our families and our workplaces, who we are and whose we are. We are on the winning team. So with that, I will open us with a word of prayer. Dear Lord, we come to you especially reaching out and praying for your help and your guidance and your blessing for those that have been impacted by all the storms. Also, we know that many of us are dealing with storms in our personal life, Lord, and we pray for comfort and peace and guidance that you will bring us through those. Most of all, we thank you for the gift of your Son and the salvation that he brings this to us each day. And it's in Christ's holy name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you very much. And it is a special weekend with Easter coming up. So thank you so much for that. We have some special guests with us today. I'm going to open it up first to Brandy Belk, the Assistant Athletic Director for the UIL, who always joins us when she has the time. And I don't know how she ever finds the time because there's not a lot out there. I know, Brandy. But thank you so much for your time today and for bringing the words of the UIL to everyone here.
Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, it's a busy time, but it's a busy time for every one of you right now. I know I talk to athletic directors and athletic coordinators every day, and they're talking about how their heads are spinning right now. So same things happening. We can relate to you guys, and it doesn't feel like it was very long ago. I was in Georgetown talking to this group, so I'm gonna try not to say exactly what I said. Was that March or February?
It was February. We jumped over March since we had
Okay.
the showcase.
So, so I'm going to go through, some of it's going to be a repeat, but I might have more information to talk about, just talking about things that happened at the October council. We all know that water polo is starting this year. We've had some questions on water polo, and is it a team sport? Is it going to be classified as a team sport or an individual sport? And when can our coaches work with their kids? So right now, they should be able to work with their kids. If you have water polo and your coaches are working with them, because it's not a sport for UIL as of today. But on August 1st, that's when it's going to roll into the team sport guidelines. So beginning August 1st, and that's going to be the start of the season, they're going to be working with their kids at that time anyway. But after that state championship in October, they go into following team sport off-season rules, and they will not be able to work with their kids. Now, a lot of times it's your swim coach is your water polo coach. I mean, they're obviously going to work with those water polo kids in swimming, but they won't be able to use water polo equipment and just follow those guidelines. So that's beginning August 1st when it clicks in and they're an official UIL sport, and those rules will apply. The AJ is working on the water polo manual that ought to be posted really soon. He's I think I just got off the call with him, and he is days away from getting that posted. So be looking for that. And then just to quickly go over the section 1204, the official speed for swim and dive, or for water polo, excuse me. It's been added to 1204. And then we all know third conference for swim and dive. So we have a 4A and below that will start up this next school year. And that championship will tentatively is going to be at Northeast in San Antonio. 1 and 2A volleyball, talked about that. That's splitting. They're going to be their own alignment now. The TABC showcase that is happening for boys basketball. This will not include girls basketball at this time. That's happening in June. Just a reminder on the homeschool, the commissioner did not sign that piece that passed at Legislative Council for the multiplier. So as of right now, there is no multiplier for the 22-24 alignment. And then the wrestling, just some adjusted weight, the NFHS change, and some different classes, but that will be coming down. You'll see that when that sport information is released. A reminder that the Baden is going to be our official ball sponsor. We've announced volleyball and we've announced basketball as of right now. They like to wait until, right after the state tournament But, you know, I know that schools are wanting to know this information. And we're getting a lot of questions of how long is this going to last? And before we're going to have to buy them again. So we've been told that this sponsorship is at least through the 2026 season. So just know that you got a few years. We're gonna stay with Baden, and we'll release the other sports as we get to those you know, final state championships. One big thing that we're working on that that is proving to be, it's a giant, but we think it's gonna work better. We have our sport manuals for every sport. And sometimes coaches are bookmarking those and referencing those. Some may even print those. But it's hard to find stuff in our manuals at times. And so we are going to online manuals. It's going to be like the Constitution and contest rules, how there's a drop down and you can find stuff quickly. So we've got a test manual for volleyball that we're going to base everything else off of. I'm not sure what just happened. So we've sent that to a couple ADs, a couple volleyball coaches, just to give us some feedback. And does it include everything that a coach needs? Is it easy to get to that? And it's been an overwhelming response that they like it, and they say it's very easy to find what they're looking for. So hopefully we'll get all those done. We got 14 of them to do, and we've only got one almost to a complete state. So be looking for that, and encourage your coaches to go to those manuals. If they don't do it, I mean, we get calls all day long, and we don't mind getting calls from coaches, but when it's like the most basic question that if they just open the manual, they'll have their answer. And so we're gonna really push those manuals, and hopefully it'll be a resource for our coaches that make their job easier. So now we have the strength and conditioning. Oh, these are things that are coming up in June. The study items that from October that we were asked to study. And first one was the strength and conditioning for the in-season, to allow our in-season sports that hour, aside from above and beyond the 8 hours they get for being in season. So that's something that we're looking at, but there's, that's a bigger conversation that involves state law. And so I'm not sure how close we are to that actually happening. Softball scrimmage language, there is going to be a proposal that changes to read just like game language. So there's a lot of confusion at the start of softball season because coaches think that they should operate scrimmages like they do their games, okay, where they can have one during the school week and then they're unlimited after the end of the school week. And it's not like that. What our language says is you're getting 2 in a calendar week, 1 during the school week and then 1 outside of the school week. And so hopefully we can work on getting that language changed. And then just modifications to the PAPF. Just they're talking about, do we send that back to Section 3 is required to be filled out by the previous 2 schools if a student is coming in and they've been in multiple schools. And then the 1A 6th grade participation, I think I talked about this in February, but that's just our 6-man coaches association is going to propose that 1A schools can use 6th graders, and there's not that, 12, if less than 12 kids show up on the first day of practice, then you can bring 6th graders up. I think there was some, they felt like there was some gamesmanship in that, or maybe some coaches telling some 7th and 8th graders not to show up that first day, and that way they could use 6th graders. So their number is so small that I don't know that it would, give them a competitive advantage over anybody else to allow 6th graders. And now we have just topics that are going on right now. Realignment, all alignments have been released, and we're rolling on. We're working on regional sites right now. Just not long, we'll be ready to roll out our volleyball regional sites. If you're somebody that is interested in hosting a regional site, even if you've never done it before, shoot me an email. Tell me what you would be interested in hosting. We've got a lot of repeat regional sites that it will look the same, but there are always holes throughout that might, if one of you wanted to host, it might make the whole thing look good as far as location of that regional site and the schools in that region. Let's see, talk about a 7A conference. Our executive staff, they're busy, starting that conversation right now. They recognize that something's going to have to be done eventually, and so they're having those conversations now. It's probably more realistic to think about that happening in 26 more so than in 24. Next is the COVID release to play. I can't remember if this medical advisory had updated this before I talked to y'all last, but now instead of a requirement to have a doctor's note releasing a kid, that is just highly recommended. So it's no longer required, it's just a strong recommendation. And then also our COVID policies to having an exception to the school week to make up games. If you have games that are postponed due to COVID, you still have that exception. You don't have to call us and tell us or email us. You just know you have that exception because that game is being replayed due to a COVID situation. That is good until the end of baseball season. That's going to be in place, and then we'll look at it and talk about if it needs to go any further than that. Next is officials pay, and we might have touched very briefly on this, but there is a proposal that the Sports Officials Committee will hear, and it is a $5 mileage reimbursement increase just across the board. This could take effect in the 22-23 school year. So that's coming up like in the next week, maybe sooner than that, but that sports officials committee will decide that. That is on the table, is a $5 increase in mileage reimbursement across the board. You know, we're paying all-time high gas prices, and the sports officials hadn't got any type of increase, and so this is going to be a hit to some schools. But I think that we think it's important, and we think that, you know, it's likely that it could be in effect for the 22-23 school year. The second part of the officials increase is a long-term plan. Okay, they want to look at a 10-year plan to say, this is how we're going to increase sports officials pay. And they recognize the importance for our schools to not just keep having these increases, announcing these increases. Oh, this is going to be effective next year. So they want to create a 10-year plan, so school can look at that 10-year plan and can budget for that 10-year plan when those increases are going to happen. So that's coming. Know that they're not trying to spring this increase on you. They recognize the challenges that our schools have when these increases come along, and so for that reason, they're going to work on that 10-year plan to get to our schools. Another thing that's going to be addressed at the SOC is administrator on duty, the required training for administrators on duty. So we're having issues with you know, there being an administrator on duty, but maybe they're not, you know, maybe they're in their office working, or, you know, things are happening at games that shouldn't be happening if there's an administrator there and on top of it. So next is a transgender participation. Okay, this we've always had in our Constitution that you have to participate by the gender on your birth certificate. Okay, that's been UIL's rule. What was happening is there are judges that will change birth certificates, and we were seeing that more and more. So now it's removed as UIL rule, and now it is a state law. Okay, and state law says that you participate by the gender on your original birth certificate. So getting it changed won't matter. You got to go back to that original birth certificate. And a reminder that that is state law. That's not UIL rule. That is now a state law. So and the charter school participation, and I promise I'm getting close to the end here. Charter school participation, just looking at placement of those charter schools and where they are placed in a large multi-school district. So talking about that, looking at what changes need to be made there. The NIL, as you all know, that's changing the landscape of college athletics. But by law in Texas, it's not available to high school students. Okay, we're keeping a watchful eye on other states, and just pending legislation that's coming in 2023. So there's more to come on that. And I don't know how anybody feels, but woo, getting paid millions of dollars to represent somebody seems crazy to me, but it's happening at the college level, and we'll see what happens to the high school level. And really that's really about it. I mean, I'll remind you in case there's anybody on this call that wasn't there in February, just our staff changes. Polk has moved on to bigger and better things at THSCA, and AJ is going to take his football. Joseph is taking cross country and track, and then I'm taking the policy side and the CCP side of it. So at this time, Polk is not being replaced. And then physical forms, this is just a reminder, they're posted, there aren't any changes, they're good to go. And then there are no changes to the strength and conditioning in the sport specific instruction for the summer. Okay, and that's posted on our athletic homepage, that document. It's also going to be in all these online manuals when we get these. And I would say just for anybody wondering, curious, we have a date of mid-July that those online manuals will be posted. Okay, a little bit earlier for football, cross country, and volleyball, and then by the end of July, all sports will be posted. So be on the lookout for that. And that's all I have. I can take any questions anybody has.
Any questions from the panel? Brandon, we always appreciate your time. There are no questions because you do such an excellent job in covering everything. So thank you so much for paying close attention to detail and keeping us abreast of everything that's happening. We appreciate all that y'all have done at UIL. Again, we are the state that has gone through COVID with everybody else, but we have played all of our championships just like we are doing this year. So thank you, Brandy, to you and everyone at UIL for making sure that happened in the state of Texas. We really do appreciate everything y'all do. Thank you,
and thank all of you for what you do every day. I know that sometimes I miss being in the schools and having the kids, and then I talk to athletic directors and see the challenges that they're dealing with. It's definitely changed through the years since most of us got into the business, and but you're rolling with the punches, and you're supporting your coaches and supporting your kids, and we appreciate you so much for that. And if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us.
Thank you, Brandy. You know I reach out to you almost every day, so I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lynn. Y'all have a good meeting.
Thank you. Lee Grisham from TGCA. Lee, thank you for taking time to be with us today. It's good to see your face. I haven't seen you in a while. So please enlighten us on everything that's going on with TGCA and what we can expect for the summer clinics.
Okay, well, thanks for having us on. I just wanted to update you guys on some things that we're implementing currently. The biggest thing that we're doing is we're adding soccer awards this year with hopes of possibly having a soccer all-star game next summer. But we will be choosing on Monday athlete of the year, coach of the year, some varsity coach of the year, and middle school coach of the year in soccer. We'll still be doing the legacy all-stars, and of course we'll be doing the academic all-stars also. TGCA is waiving the override fee for the month of April for any soccer coach that has a kid selected and which is not a member, and usually that coach needed to be a member by November 1st. But since we're just adding this, we are waiving that override fee. All they have to do is join the association. And so we're real excited to be able to do this. And we're looking forward to see what kind of response we get so we can possibly move forward with a soccer all-star game for the deserving athletes in soccer. Also, I want to just update you a little bit on the summer clinic, July 11th through the 14th. We have the whole array of all-star games. 1 through 4A will be on Tuesday, July 12th. 5 and 6A will be on Wednesday, July 13th. Basketball, cheer, track, and cross country will be at Arlington Lamar High School. Volleyball will be at Arlington Martin High School, and softball will be held at Workman Complex like we normally do there. The only other thing that I really wanted to make sure you guys hear is the THSADA is ready and willing to host another Central Texas satellite clinic as soon as you guys tell us you want one. And when you guys do that, we will jump in there and deliver best as we can with our speakers and use your speakers and see what we can bring to the table and see if we can get some of these coaches some education. So, but other than that, that's all that's really going on in THSADA. Like you guys have said, Sam is out in El Paso meeting with the 80s out there today. So he wanted me to make sure to get on and talk to you guys about what we were doing. So I appreciate you guys having me on, and hopefully next time we'll be invited again.
You're invited every time, Lee, and I will say you get priority over Sam. So anytime you want to come on, you come on.
Appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate everything that y'all do for the women athletes in the state of Texas and the coaches who coach them. So thank you for the organization and the voice that you do have. We really do appreciate all that. Thank you so much. We're going to go to our state sponsors next. Our state sponsors, thank you so much for the 3 of you that are here today for coming on and being a state sponsor with Texas High School Athletic Directors Association. Without you, it'd be very difficult for us to do things such as this Zoom meeting that we're having today, and our state conferences, our spring showcase, our fall forum, all the good things that this association does for the athletic directors in the state of Texas and all the athletic administrators as well. So I thank everyone for being with us today. We're going to start with the Gipper with Jesse Garcia. Jesse, I'm going to let you take the floor and give us a little bit of information about your company.
Thank you, Lynn. Hi, everybody. My name is Jesse, and I'm with Gipper. For those of you who are not familiar with Gipper, we are a platform that helps you create and share branded visual content for your athletic teams and whole department. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see a little bit more of an in-depth look of what the platform looks like. But as you can see here, we have hundreds of ready-made templates for all different athletic needs. And our templates range from game days, score updates, rosters, lineups, daily and weekly schedules, really anything that you'd be looking to share around your program. We most likely have a template for it, and we're also adding to these templates on a weekly basis. Now, as you can see, we have all of these templates here, and they're also broken up into different athletic packs. So each of these different packs have a specific look and feel throughout. So that way you have fresh looking content for all of your different sports. Now, all of the templates here are default with stock image, text, colors, fonts, but you can fully customize and brand these to your program. You can save school colors. That way you have the same colors across all content. You can upload any of your own media, so photos, videos, logos. You could change text, move elements around, and most importantly, you can save these designs. And they'll then be stored in your designs on Gipper. So you can organize them into folders of your choosing so they're easily accessible later on. So whether you're looking to share a halftime score, game day, signing day announcement, whatever it may be, all you'll need to do is go into this design, update the basic information like the score, and now you can share it in a matter of seconds. And once you are ready to share these designs, you can share them directly to social media. We have integrations with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can connect all of your social media accounts right to Gipper and share directly to those platforms right from Gipper. You can also download the designs as well and share them any way you'd like, whether they be websites, emails, display screens, jumbotrons, printing them out for posters and flyers around the school, a whole bunch of different ways you can use and take advantage of this content. We do, as you all know, are partnered with the THSADA. So we do have a 10% discount on all first-time users. If anybody is interested in getting started, you could sign up through our website. Just go to gipper.com/, with the promo code THSADA 2021. I know that we're in 2022, but the discount code is 2021 for 10% off. Or if you are interested in learning a little bit more, scheduling a one-on-one demo with myself or anybody from our team, you can reach out to me over email. So I'm going to put my name and email address in the chat of this Zoom. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more, again, you can reach out and I'll be happy to help you, maybe get you going.
Thank you, Jesse. Great presentation. Appreciate all the information that you've given all of the members here today. Our
My
second,
pleasure.
thank you. Our second state sponsor is for the Varsity Group, and that is going to be Adam DeJody. Adam, we decided that you are probably a long lost cousin of Bob before this with your last names that you have. So I don't know if you ever have any family reunions, but I'd like to hear about it when you do. But thank you, Adam, for being here today. And if you'll tell us a little bit about the Varsity Group, we'd appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you so much. I'm Adam with Varsity Group. Our company is the exclusive vendor for the Touch Pros product in the great state of Texas. Product's only been around in the state of Texas about 1.5 years now, but it's taking off, and I'm excited to share a little bit more about the technology with you. I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit about this. The Touch Pros product digitizes your school's accomplishments, not only on a beautiful touchscreen monitor, but in your school. So those achievements are also hosted online. So your alumni and supporters can engage in the great history of your school from anywhere in the world. So what types of content do schools put on the Touch Pros? I'm going to get into that here over the next couple minutes and then be done. So Touch Pros is in 43 states, 643 schools nationwide. It's a great product and a great solution for many of the demands where you're running out of trophy case space, running out of wall space for some of those static recognitions. Now you can host them digitally and online for all to see. So in Texas, we have several schools. It's growing almost every single week. Got several monitors at Prosper and Eagle Mountain, Saginaw. You can see the list there. We even have a monitor with the THSADA to archive their Hall of Honor. Newest sale was at Carter High School in Dallas. So really excited about the growth that we have in the great state of Texas. I'll get to my contact information at the end, but now I'm going to jump online and show you some great examples here. We'll quit real briefly. One of the newest features is the full yearbook scan. So you've got your home screen here. You can click on yearbooks and the school name. And then I can click on any yearbook here. I'll just go back to 1953. And I've got the whole yearbook, every page digitally scanned on the touchscreen and on the internet. So people can engage in yearbooks on your touchscreen, but also on the internet. So it's a really cool feature. And you just gather them up, send them into Touch Pros, and they will do everything. Here's a THSADA. They've got their complete Hall of Honor in here. If I go back to Prosper and click out of the yearbooks, I am going to go to their Hall of Honor, and I'm going to use a search button to get there. So let's say I want to show somebody how awesome I was in high school. I can touch my last name, and there I am. And I'm in the Hall of Honor at Prosper. We've got several photos, unlimited text over here in the bio, and do a lot of cool things to feature that with video and with photos. The best Hall of Fame in the whole country through our product is in Texas at Mesquite ISD. If I click on Hall of Honor here and search on individuals, let's say I want to search by induction year. Now I'll click 2018, and we've got all of our inductees from 2018. They've got a cool bio, but the real wow factor is the video. If I click on the video here, it's now going to play that 2 or 3 minute video right on the touchscreen, but also more importantly on the website. So it's something that our schools really, really like in their presentation. So let me see if I can get to the next tab here. Another way, if I go to Hall of Fame here, a lot of our schools are using the video to have students populate it with the video. So they can videotape the inductee. Hey, what's your favorite memory of being at the school, and vice versa. So here's another one with video. So you get the idea. The video is the real wow factor. Last couple things are those state championships, things like that. If you've got a highlight video, you can attach that to the data record, and now you've got a great visual representation of that season. Here's game-by-game results of the football state championship. But again, that video, that highlight video, is the real wow factor that really separates the schools. Okay. They can do school records. I click on athletics here, click on school records. You now can get to your track and field records really, really quickly. But it can do plays and musicals, all state speech. anything like that. The last example I'm going to show you is the fine arts example. If you want to put more than just athletics, we can do a great digital archive of your fall play or your spring musical, anything like that. So it's really, really great. Our schools love that feature there. So last thing is multi-high school district. So a lot of schools in a lot of districts in Texas have multi-high schools. We have a great way to do that. You can have a district page like Eagle Mountain, Saginaw, and Fort Worth. They've got district info on their district monitor, and then they've got a button for each high school here. But at the each individual local high school level, they would just have this screen here, like at Boswell. They would just have a screen with Boswell. They don't need to have the other high schools' content on their touchscreen monitor. So it's a way to keep schools connected, but also differentiate at the local high school level. So that's my spiel. I'll get back to here and show you my contact information. I'll leave it in the chat as well. We love our partnership with the THSADA and would love to help you out if this is a product that interests you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Adam. That is always fun to go back and have those memories and go back and say, look at this way back when. This is what I looked like and this is what I did. It's always fun to do those type things. So thank you for your product.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have hometown ticketing with Caitlin McCain. And Caitlin, thank you so much for being with us today. And tell us a little bit about your ticketing.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Let me just get this turned on. Here we go. Thanks for having me today. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about hometown ticketing. Hometown works with about 11,000 schools across the country. Specifically here in Texas, we work with 400 plus districts and about 90% of the private schools in Texas. It's a simple, easy to use platform. That's the whole goal, is to make this very easy for both your staff and your fans. Selling your tickets, scanning your tickets for that accountability, getting your revenue whenever you're ready for it. So we never touch your money. And then giving you that customer service that you deserve when you're starting out with a new platform. So this is just some examples of some partners that we have, along with some of the state associations that we work with. So we do work with Rank One, VNN, Dave Campbell's, Mascot Media, Huddle, and is the last one here, Huddle. And so those are the partners that we have here in Texas. The biggest one for us is probably Rank One, because everyone puts their schedules into Rank One, most schools do. And so we have an integration directly with Rank One. So if your schedule is in their system, we can easily pull it to your box office and create all of your events at one time. We also work with the UIL, so we're their official ticketing sponsor. We're actually ticketing the state soccer tournament this weekend. And then we're the official ticketing sponsor of TAPS as well, and we will do all of their championship events throughout the year. So these are just some examples of what the platform looks like for your fans. So one thing that's unique about our platform is we embed everything directly onto your school site. Your fans are not leaving your page, creating an account, having a username and password to purchase their tickets to your events. They buy them from their site, from your site, and they're sent directly to their phone. So you can see here, there's an example of a paper ticket and a ticket on the phone. Your fans have the options to either print their ticket or redeem it digitally, whatever they're comfortable with. But one thing we do offer on all of our tickets is 3 ad spaces at the bottom, and you can sell those for whatever you feel is right for your community. And your district keeps 100% of that ad space revenue, and you just send us the graphic. We also create custom seat maps that can be purchased, easily purchased from your phone, your tablet, your computer. And so we do season ticket renewals, packages, season passes, all of those things. So probably our biggest priority here at Hometown is the customer service. We think that you need your own, we call them your new best friend, to get you set up, to get you trained, to just be with you throughout the entire process. So our company is about 180 people. Over 100 people within our company just work on our client success and customer support team. In Texas alone, we have about 12 to 14 people. We're kind of in the middle of hiring right now, so those numbers are kind of moving around, but that's just in Texas. So we've got reps in Austin, in Houston, in Dallas, in Fort Worth. So we're spread out making sure that we can cover all of our schools. So with our customer success or client success and customer support team being over 100 people, that is 3 to 4 times larger than our competitors' entire companies. So that's how much of a focus we put on this customer support. So not only do you have your client success manager, but you have access to our customer support team. Those individuals are all over the country and they work Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to midnight. So when you have an event going on, they're on call. Not only are they there to help you, but if your fans have questions, they're there to answer those questions as well. A lot of it is, you know, put my email address in wrong, I lost my ticket, those kind of things that instead of calling you, making you stop what you're doing and your staff taking their time, we can handle that for you and it's an easy, quick fix. So this is my contact information. I will also put it in the chat as well. I'm actually going to be in the Round Rock, Austin area for those of you that are in that area, April 25th and 26th. So if there's anyone who's interested in learning more about the platform, I'm happy to stop by while I'm in town. For those of you that are outside of that area, just reach out to me, call, text, email, and we're happy to get some time set up with you. So we look forward to seeing everyone at the state conference. We will be doing the drink tickets again, which we're very excited about. So if anyone has any questions, just give me a call. Thanks.
Thanks, Caitlin. I appreciate you being here today, and thanks for what you do for all the athletic directors and administrators in the state of Texas, but also what you're doing like the state soccer meet today and through the weekend and sponsoring tickets there. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
We are now have David Kuykendall, who is our president of Texas High School Athletic Directors Association. He is the retired athletic director of Frisco ISD, but he is very busy. He's on his way to Cabo and he's taken time out to be with us today. So, dear President, we're so glad you are here today.
Well, Lynn, it's a pleasure to be in front of you guys. I have been retired since August 31st, and you know, I don't have the daily grind that y'all deal with all the time, but I try to go and see the coaches up at the schools a lot in Frisco. And one of the things that I'm hearing out of just about every campus is you know, how many coaches they're having to replace, or how many coaches have decided to not be in the profession anymore, or whatever the case might be. You know, I think back to the 2021 year when it was COVID and all the hurdles that just kept coming up in front of us along the track line, just over and over and over again. And y'all made it through. I mean, the state made it through with the help of UIL. And then I was thinking, well, you know what? Now the 21-22 school year surely can't be any worse than the year before. And it just, every time I hear or see something, it's disheartening. I mean, you got stuff going on in the news that the kids see all the time. The things going that Putin's got up his sleeve over there crossing in Russia. And then you got all of the people that there's just we're arguing all the time about everything, it seems like. And the kids hearing that, they're seeing that on TikTok. The coaches are seeing that. So the point I'm trying to make is this, guys. They need you now more than ever before. More than ever before. The kids need the coaches, and the coaches need you guys more than ever before. And as much as anything, just getting out there and loving on them every chance you get, and pumping them up a little bit, and when they get down, and because I'm just, that's kind of what I'm seeing. But without you, you guys are rock stars. Y'all know that. I mean, it's amazing to me when I hear Brandy and I hear some of you guys talk, all the things that you have to get inside that head. I cannot believe when I retired, all that stuff just went away. And I'm looking back and thinking, man, there was a lot of stuff in there that I just did. I kind of took for granted because that's what you always did. Did it for 42 years. So I thought that was normal. Well, I'm going to tell you what, it ain't normal. I can tell you that right now. But I will say this, it is important. You guys are so important. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the jobs that you do. I know if y'all, like a lot of people, you give your coaches and your kids pats on the back, and sometimes you don't get enough of them, and you really should, because you guys are making it happen. And and when things come up in a hurry, most people don't even know it because you make it so smooth and effortless to get over it. So keep doing the job that you're doing. The only other thing I wanted to do was promote the Aspiring Athletic Administrators Academy that we're having at the state convention. This is something that Rusty has asked Debbie Fox and I to kind of spearhead a little bit. And it's really something for those people in your district that you can see down the road will be a rock star. And that it's little classes and little things that we are presenting to them that I wish somebody would have presented to me when I was coming through the ranks. Because when I started out being AD, I knew nothing about nothing. And I probably still don't know anything about anything. But the bottom line is this: we are working some classes out so that these young kids, and they don't have to be kids, but the young people can actually get a little leg up on what it's like to be an AD. We're actually going to have 5 sessions at the state conference that, speaking of state conference, it's probably going to be the most sought after thing to be at than we've had in a long time. I'm looking at the tentative agenda. It's 5 pages long. So there's going to be a lot of information there that's going to be shared by all the ADs across the state. There's going to be some places in there that they'll have 3 sessions going on simultaneously. Might have a TAPS thing, might have a TAPS thing, might have our aspiring, and then we have one for just the regular TAC people and the regular ADs. But we're going to, Susan's going to talk to them, which is going to be great from the UIL. Philip O'Neill is going to do a mock interview with some of his staff and see exactly how you can interview for an AD position. We're also going to have a little podium thing set up with a Hall of Honor, a couple of those people, probably Debbie and Chris Ferris, and get their insights, because after all, those are the best of the best. And we're also going to bring up a couple of ADs that it's their first year to be the AD or first year to be an assistant AD and get their take on how it's been for the year. That, along with a couple other classes like working with faculty and working with central administration. These are things that you don't really know till you get in the middle of it. So we're trying to get maybe one step ahead and give them a taste of it. They may find that it's not something they want to do, but they need to be exposed to it. And I know y'all are all doing that at your own place, at your own time, but it's something that we're added. But anyway, I wanted to share those 2 things with you. How much, again, I appreciate the things you guys do. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be of the association. I'm proud that I was able to be the president for a couple of years, and that'll be definitely a highlight in my career as I move on down the road. But y'all hang in there. You only got about 6 weeks left, and you can do it, I promise.
Thank you, President Kuykendall. Your words were inspiring and very much an uplifting message. We appreciate that from you. Thank you very, very much. And what y'all are doing with the Aspiring Athletic Academy, Athletic Director Academy, I think has been needed for a long time and is going to be so much of a blessing to those people who are just starting out. I know when I started out, I didn't know anything. I relied on my peers for, will you send me that information? And it's kind of like in coaching. I didn't ever have any original thoughts. I stole it from everyone else. So, that is great that people are willing to share and be part of that. Thank you for starting that academy. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it.
We are now going to go to our committee reports, and I want to start with Jody Horman from Leander ISD. Jody has some information on our regional athletic administrator of the year.
Yeah, thanks to everyone that's been in nominations. I think we had more nominations this year than we've had, so that was great to see. Our winner was Todd Raymond from formerly of Pflugerville. I think he is left and now headed up to Colleyville. Is that right? But he was here and earned that title for this year. So our Region 6 AD of the Year was Todd Raymond. So congratulations to Todd. And then the only other thing I have is a reminder about Hall of Honor tickets. I believe those are still on sale, and that is Sunday, June 12th, if you're interested in attending. I think that's it.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate you. Policy, Dwayne, you're going to be up next.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Really, there's nothing from policy to report right now. The only thing that Rusty had mentioned in in conversing with us is that we should expect there to be conversation related to NIL as states around us. Louisiana just recently passed some legislation, and some other states are starting to do the same. That it would only make sense that that conversation is going to rear its head in Texas soon. So, anyways, just mention that to say, hey, you may want to, note that will be addressed and be a topic that's spoken about at the state conference.
Very good. Thank you, Dwayne from Round Rock ISD. We appreciate that so much. We're going to go to athletics, and I have Lil Anderson from Austin ISD with us today. Todd has left us for going up. Is that Region 3 now up there, I believe? And so, Lil, you're up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Lynn, and good morning, everybody. So there's just two things. First of all, Legislative Council is coming up in June. And so there's two proposals that is looking at to be studied, one for letter D and one for letter C. Is that what comes out at Legislative Council? But in short, what it's about is that the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association recommends that any UIL athletic team that they not engage in any athletic contest with the school or team that's considered an all-star team or a preparatory boarding school or any out-of-state private school. So any of our teams that play, our regular teams that play, they would not, be able to compete against those types of teams. They're all-star teams, preparatory boarding schools teams, or out-of-state private school teams. So that's proposal A. And then the second one is proposal B. And this is some language to the PAPF process to adjust it if the previous school is a private school. And so they want to add, the ADs Association is recommending adding the following language. Have you ever filed a PAPF? And if so, what were the results? And then also part B is the date of divorce or legal separation and the county in which it was filed. So those two things are looking to be added to the PAPF. Have you ever filed a PAPF and what were the results, and the date of divorce or legal separation, which county was it filed? So those are the two things under proposal B that are looking to be added at the Legislative Council. So just want to put that on your radar. If anybody has any questions, about that, I'm going to try to help with that, but you should see that if you happen to attend the Legislative Council meeting in June. It's a very good meeting, a lot of good information, good connections there and people to visit with. So if you haven't been, definitely recommend you go, but those are two things that will be discussed at that meeting at that time. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Thanks so much for that update on those things. Very important items for us all to consider. I know a lot of you are part of the DEC, share as a chairperson or part of the DEC, and those are items off PAPF. I think that would be very helpful. Officials, we have Jonathan Lamb from Leander ISD and Derek Rush from Bryan ISD. Gentlemen, if y'all would like to update us on anything with the officials.
Yes, ma'am. And so we were able to meet at the spring showcase, and so in person, which was great, and kind of gave us a chance to kind of just brainstorm some ideas, what we thought would be most beneficial as far as the fee schedule plan for the officials. We kind of came up with the idea of like a % increase based on, so we could kind of award those that are been officiating a little longer that are varsity officials opposed to those new guys, so hopefully trying to incentivize people staying in the profession and also, continue to officiate. We also kind of discussed the issues around the state with shortages and, the impacts the different sports have. Talked about, fan behavior, which, I'm sure we've all dealt with, particularly, we've had it with soccer and baseball. It's kind of flared up more than normal. And just kind of some of the ideas that they've had to kind of combat that. Coach Bass and some other members of THSADA met with UIL to kind of discuss some of the official pay schedule, and so we're meeting tomorrow as the officials committee to kind of debrief that. I'm sure we'll also probably talk about that mileage fee proposal that's going to come up, just to kind of see what was discussed during the meeting with UIL and kind of how they're moving forward before the SOC committee meeting.
Thank you, Jonathan. Derek? I think your mic, Derek. I don't know if your mic's on or we're not hearing you. No. It shows your microphone's off, but you're just not, we're not hearing you. No. I heard something click. Maybe that was it.
What about now?
We gotcha. Thank you, Derek.
The technical difficulties. I apologize about that. I think the other thing that we are going to be discussing is tomorrow's meeting is the 10-year plan. And I think Brenda discussed that as towards the potential attended plan as far as the 10-year plan as far as varsity games, maybe a 2% increase each year, and the sub-varsity games a 1% increase each year. And so that will be something that we'll be discussing as well, I think.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on that committee. It's a very important committee that we have a voice. I know that we had an example where it was the second round girls soccer game, and they requested a certain chapter. That chapter only had 2 people left, and so they were going to do a second round girls soccer with 2 officials. And we said no. And so then the solution was to get another chapter to bring another linesman on board for that. So it was actually a mixed group to be able to call a second round state soccer match, or I guess that would be by district. So there's been some interesting things that have happened in the world of officiating this year. So thank y'all for being part of that. Denise Van Landingham with Austin ISD on the NIAAA.
Yeah, the only thing that I have to bring up is we are actually going to offer some courses this year from the NIAAA at our state convention. So keep an eye out for that. If you or any of your staff or anyone attending the conference and would be interested in attending those NIAAA courses, it is going to be a separate registration and a separate fee associated with that. We're going to host these courses at Stony Point High School, which is just near the Kalahari. And they're going to be done the day before the conference starts. So there's going to be some information that is going to be dispersed about these courses. We do have limited availability on these, so it is going to be a first come, first serve, but we're going to try offering these courses and hopefully get some of our members to become certified athletic administrators on the path to be able to getting that.
Thank you, Denise. We appreciate that. Hopefully those classes will fill up. Our next publications, TAC, and membership, all those committee members are unable to be with us today. So if we have anything, Bob, when it comes to you, if you want to pick up off of membership, TAC, and publications, any information you want to give to the group, I'll let you put that in with the state business if you would.
Very good. Thank you, Lynn. I'll start with a brief membership update. We're over 1,400 members, so I would predict by state conference will be over 1,500, which is obviously a record for us. Also, our conference registration, we're going to pass 300 today, so I would fully expect that we'll easily surpass 600 and probably at least 700 before the registration period is over. Let's see. Denise commented on the NIAAA courses being offered. You'll see via Twitter and also our weekly e-news, you'll see some links that will allow you to register for those classes. So be looking for that as early as this Friday, if not next Friday, so you'll be able to sign up for those classes. And then on officials, want to really compliment the work of our officials committee. Jonathan and Derek are on that committee, also the SOC committee, and the work for THSADA did also in the UIL. So to kind of sum up what we heard from the UIL today and also what Jonathan and Derek said, I can give a little more clarity to it, but not much until they release it. You heard the 10-year plan idea today, so I think what's going to happen hopefully in June is you'll get a 10-year plan passed that will let athletic administrators, even though it'll affect your budgets, predict what to ask for in your budgets for 10 full years in a row, and it won't be an annual battle about what to do with either travel or officials' compensation. So 10-year plan is a really good, smart thing for them to do. You heard the 2%. I don't know if it will end up being a percent or a dollar increase, but you're going to see increases every 2 years. You may see every 3 years, something like that. That may be an incremental increase in either travel or game compensation. So look for some progress on that, and I think it's much needed. So compliments to our officials committee, to the SOC committee, the UIL, and many of the other associations, basketball, baseball, soccer, have been involved in the process too. So it's a work of a lot of people, and I think it's nice to have all those groups involved in that now, as opposed to what it used to be like, where it was one group making a presentation. A little bit about state business. We know our state conference is June 12th to 15th. I talked about registrations. Let's see, there's a draft state conference agenda on our website that's updated probably weekly as we update what TAC classes will be offered. Right now, we're up to, I think, 19 TAC classes, 5 aspiring athletic administrator classes, a handful of UIL and TAPS, with a total of about 29 different classes that you can choose to attend. And I forget who said it, but they were right. They're going to be at times, many times, there'll be at least 3 concurrent classes being offered for you or your assistants to choose which one you go to. All of them will be recorded, so you pay your one-time registration fee, go to the ones you want, and then at your leisure, you can watch the rest of them during the summer if you choose to. After you register, you will or you have received links for Hall of Honor and for golf and for hotel registration. So make sure that you check your spam if you don't get that. And if you don't get it, just email the THSADA office for me, and I'll get you the links that you need. Regarding Hall of Honor, we know we have Chris Ferris from Birdville, Debbie Decker from Katy, Rodney Sabat from Beaumont, and Don Murphy, retired from Grand Prairie ISD, going into Hall of Honor, plus several of our other national award winners that are going to be on our website in the very near future. Tickets are only $20 a piece. Right now, we're at about 220 people that are attending. We have room for 350, so this will be a really neat presentation. We're going to recognize former inductees and former presidents and some of our retired folks that are leaving the profession. So I know all of you will know somebody on that agenda that's going to be recognized, so please make plans to attend. Legislative Council will occur on the Tuesday of our state conference. So it's the first time that happened. We were trying to get it where they would have it at the Kalahari, but it just didn't work out. So we're going to have a live stream in one of our ballrooms that you'll be able to watch council live as it happens, if you choose not to ride into Georgetown or Round Rock, wherever it's going to be hosted. Remind everybody that you need to be a THSADA member in order to attend state conference. So even the folks that are aspiring athletic administrators need to join our association, and they also can take TAC classes too. If they can go to the 5 aspiring classes, and they can go to as many as they want of the TAC classes also. And then last thing I have for us is please let the office know, or me, if there are any people retiring from our profession between now and, I'll say, when school gets out, and we'll get them the proper recognition that they deserve. So that's all I have from the office right now. So Lynn, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for all that good information there. Please, if you have anyone in your athletic administrator in your offices that is retiring, please let Bob know. They have done the work, done tremendous jobs for your ISD, and it's important that these people are recognized. So anybody that's retiring, please let us know so we can get those awards to them. And we need to know again, Bob, can you tell me again when the deadline is?
The deadline for retirees?
Yes.
There really isn't one, because we present a retirement clock to those that retire. So if I know about it the 1st of June, I can order the clocks.
Okay.
If I find out about one in July, that's okay too. Those get a little bit later.
A little bit later. Okay, very good. Thank you for that. There is no actually regional business except the business that you're attending to right now, where I know all of you need to get out on the fields and get your track meets and whatever else you are doing, soccer and all those good kind of things, get to your regional tennis and golf and baseball and softball games. But our next meeting is going to be back in Georgetown. Jason was a gracious host for our February meeting. We have conflicts here in Austin for Burger Gym and not able to host it there. So we're going to go back to Georgetown. I want to thank again Jason for being that host, and Derek and Janice, if you will remind Josh, he is going to be our presenter at that particular meeting. He went to a athletic security, I think it was, event security meeting up in Dallas, that he said there was a lot of good information. So we're looking forward to hearing from Josh and see what all information he has to bring to the association. For now, I want to say goodbye from Texas High School Athletic Directors Association, and keep on doing what you're doing. Keep a smile on your face, and we'll see you next month. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Take care.